How's it, guys? Welcome back to the Stretford Saffas. We've got Stretford Singer here joining me for the Manchester United versus Arsenal preview. It's a huge game, Monday night kickoff. Singer, I want to get into the first thing to discuss. Injuries. Martial's out. Rashford's out. Shaw's out. Pogba, major doubt. Dalot out. We basically left with absolutely no one. We already knew we had a thin squad. We expected these guys to be back for the Arsenal game. Pogba now got injured against Rochdale. I mean, are these injuries going to affect us in the game, or do you feel like we'll have enough to beat them at home?
No, these injuries are absolutely detrimental because it's not like it's to like a guy like Mata, let's say, or fucking even like Lingard, not my favorite player. Like
or
these are
a guy like Lindelof, when a guy like Van Dijk can come in. It's
that's our best players in like areas we don't have options. Like Martial is our best number 9 by far. He's played 2 games this season, 3 games, and then Pogba's our only midfielder who can create. He hasn't played since Southampton. It's just a disaster. When our midfield is literally a championship level midfield with no Pogba. Like it's awful. Fucking gutted.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, the lack of options is absolutely scary. When you think to yourself, okay, Martial's not fit, okay, cool, at least Rashford can come in down the middle. No, now Rashford's injured. It's up to 17-year-old Mason Greenwood to save the day. I mean, we literally have no winger fit. The only first-team winger is Dan James because Rashford's not available. Martial obviously can't play. We're having to play guys like Lingard and Pereira out wide unless we play a guy like Chong, who's clearly not ready. I mean, it's just a disgrace that a squad of this, a Manchester United squad for a game like this, and we just have no one. So, listen, talking about that, it's going to get me depressed. But I just want to ask you, what's your starting 11? We're down to our bare bones, but who are you going to play?
Quickly before the starting 11, it's just like to be calling like Dan James a first team regular when he is meant to be like a squad into it this season. Like full credit to the guys, really. He's matured a lot in such a short space of time, but like it is hard for him. But anyways, starting lineup: De Gea in goals, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire. And Young. Just a quick note on Lindelof. I think Tuanzebe is maybe starting to push him a bit with a few solid performances in the cups and Lindelof looking a bit shaky. But for now, definitely those two at the back. Then in the midfield, I'm going to go for a change of formation, sort of. I want Scott, McTominay, and Fred with Pogba slightly in front of them, but not as like an orthodox number 10, just like more free, less defensive responsibility, just get close to the striker, get creating. On the right, by default, I'm going to go with Pereira. On the left, Dan James. And up front, Mason Greenwood, boyhood hero. He's coming home with the goals on Monday night.
I mean, listen, I got his shirt with like the hope that he's going to get some games. I mean, bro, the Oak literally now is the main man. So at least I got his shirt early. But listen,
and he's the only guy that can finish.
Sorry?
He's the only guy that can finish off a chance, so at least looks like he's going to hit the target like with regular.
Maybe it's not the worst thing that he's going to start. I think I agree with that team pretty much. I'm going to make 2 changes. To be honest, the whispers that I'm seeing online on Twitter, it doesn't seem like Pogba is going to be fit. If he is going to be fit, it doesn't seem like he's going to be at 100%. So I'm assuming that he's not going to play. So I see McTominay and Fred playing in the deeper 2.
That's fine.
With Pereira on the right by default, like you said, he's been terrible on the right. I feel sorry for the Oak. He's not a winger. He's having to play there. And I'm going to play Jesse in the 10 because I just feel like against Arsenal with the likes of Torreira, Guendouzi, they've got a lot of energy. They've got legs. So we're going to need Jesse. I think Mata would get overrun. And also, hopefully, Jesse can use his pace to get in behind the new Arsenal great captain, Granit Xhaka. So hopefully that's an area of weakness to exploit. On the left hand, James, and up front, Greenwood. But listen, for me, Ollie, now, I know he doesn't want to push Greenwood. He's been playing in the Cups, but the Premier League's obviously a big step up. But he has to play Greenwood. There's no excuses. He can't play Lingard as a false 9 or play Dan James up front. There's no excuses. Greenwood has to start. If he doesn't step up, he doesn't step up. But he has to be given the opportunity to perform. And listen, I mean, you've seen a lot of Arsenal this season. I've seen a lot of them. Just give me what some of the strengths, some of the weaknesses. Who do we have to look at? What's the dangers?
Weakest link, David Luiz and Socrates at the back. absolutely atrocious as a pairing. I mean, there's just mistakes waiting to happen. I think if you can get Greenwood, you can get Dan James running at them in behind the fullbacks. I think that's where we've got to go. I think it doesn't have to be pretty. I think we've got to get the ball up quick. Because if they start pressing us from up top, we're not good enough at the back to play with the ball. They're better than us in midfield. I think we've just got to go back to front really quickly, keep our wingers high up the field. They'll be a bit more better defensively on the right-hand side because I'm sure Tierney will start. It looks like a real good prospect, but he's obviously...
Tierney and Bellerin will probably both come into the side.
Played 90 minutes on Friday night, so he's probably not going to play.
Okay,
fine, I think we've just got to get at that defense. Obviously we want to try to play this pretty football, but I think we've just got to get the ball closer to their defense as soon as possible, because if we lose a ball in midfield and get Aubameyang and those guys running at us on the counter-attack, Pepe running at Young, we're going to really be in a lot of trouble. There's so much pace. Keep the ball away. Get that ball back to front, down the channels. Get Lingard running onto it, James running onto it, Greenwood. Just hassle them, and we just got to press with the high intensity. Because if we sit back and give them time to play, they're going to pick those passes for Aubameyang, and he's been involved in a goal every game this season. He will hurt us if given the chance.
Definitely. I mean, listen, that's probably what separates the sides at the moment, is that they have a clinical goal scorer scoring them a goal every game. So you almost feel like, how are you going to keep a clean sheet against Arsenal? I mean, listen, Aubameyang and Pepe, their pace is definitely going to hurt Maguire, Lindelof, Young, because those guys don't have much pace. But I feel like where the game will try to be won by Arsenal is, I think they're going to pack the midfield. I think you're going to see Xhaka, Ceballos, Guendouzi, Torreira. I think you could see all four of them, maybe a diamond with Pepe and Aubameyang up front, with Lacazette out. I think they're going to try beat us in midfield. And to be honest, I think they will beat us in midfield. So don't play into their hands. Play the ball wide. Their fullbacks aren't strong. Their midfielders aren't great at coming across. So just don't engage in the midfield. Obviously, there are going to be times where McTominay and Fred are going to have to get stuck in. But play the ball wide, play to the fullback, play to the wingers, and try hurt them there, because I think that's where they're weakest.
I'm also absolutely praying that Matic doesn't play, because just imagine a technical guy like Ceballos, even a Guendouzi, they'll run absolute rings around. It will pretty much be four midfielders versus McTominay. I think if Ollie plays Matic and we lose, I don't have any sympathy for him. If we play the right players and we get beat, get beat. But at least be playing the players that can execute your style of football. I think if we play Matic, I think it could be a very long night, because in midfield we'll keep the ball. They'll start running rings around us, and they'll eventually pick us off. We're not good enough to just sit in and not concede. So
definitely, I think Ollie's obviously under a lot of pressure. A lot of it is validated. Some of his decisions being pretty poor. But then on the other side, he doesn't have his three most important, most explosive players. So I do feel sorry for the guy. But on the other hand, if he plays Mata and he plays Matic over Fred and Lingard or whatever the case may be, or if he doesn't play Greenwood, then that's on him. So hopefully he picks the right side. If he picks the right side and we get beat, fair play. They're a better team than us at the moment. They're more gelled. They've got better players fit.
Yeah.
But listen, just onto that. What's your score prediction?
Last time we were very unconfident heading into the Leicester game at Old Trafford, but this is another must win. We've won 2 games this season out of 6. We really have to win this. I'm going again, same score I went for Leicester. I'm going for 2-1 because I can't see us keeping a clean sheet, but I can see us, not that we can create many chances, but I think Louise will create chances for us.
That's what I'm saying. Our best hope is that Arsenal's defence does Arsenal's defence. I don't think we're going to create the chances. It's all going to be playing off their mistakes.
We're going to feed off their mistakes.
Exactly. Listen, we're going to have to capitalise on our chances. I'm not confident at all. I think we're not going to be able to create much. I see it being a 1-1 draw. To be honest, I'd probably take the draw. It's a game that you can't lose because we can't go 6 points behind them. With the players we have available, I'm not saying I'd want a draw, but if we were to take a draw with the players available, I'd probably take it. But listen, guys, it's going to be a tough game. Not looking forward to it at all. But Singer, thanks for joining us. Thanks for the opinions. Guys, hopefully you enjoy the game more than we do, because I'm not looking forward to it. But subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we'll be seeing you guys soon with 3 points in the bag. Cheers.